Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Titan, AKT. If you're following me on social media, in this video I'm going to be going over my thoughts on the stock market heading into tomorrow, Monday, September 19th. But before I get into that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below, support the channel. It really helps. Let's get straight into it. So my thoughts heading into this week is bearish. I am completely bearish. All right, the only expectation for tomorrow is that we see some type of relief bounce, and my targets heading into tomorrow will be 390. Let's actually zoom in here. My targets heading into tomorrow will be 390, 392 range, and then we see a further move down. I am expecting a lot more pain this week. In fact, I'm expecting a lot more pain for the rest of September. Now, historically, September is the worst month within the stock market, okay? It doesn't mean this is 100%. It just means it happens a lot more than often, okay? So just pay attention to that. Keep that in mind if you're deciding to be bullish, all right? So again, tomorrow I do expect some type of relief bounce. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, that's fine. Overall, I'm still bearish at the end of the day. So if you are coming into this week bullish, I will look for a move up. I actually would not trade any moves up. I will look for puts. Okay, I will look for that move up and look for some important zones to hit, such as 390, 392 range, and then start entering in on puts. That's not financial advice. Do what you please with that information. That's just something I would do heading into this week. If you need more proof that why we are bearish, we are going to look at the weekly chart. We have us a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, bearish engulfing candle. It is very, very overwhelming. Okay, very overwhelming. And if you look back here, we keep bouncing off this trend line. Okay, we've broken through it a few times, so that is also a hint as well that this trend line has been weak before. Okay, we have broken through it here and here as well, so we have continued to break through this trend line, so it is very, very weak. Okay, so my targets for the SPY is, the first target is 382, 380 range, and then my overall target for at least the rest of September is 370. Okay, if we break below 370, we could probably see this guy down here again, which is about 250, 230 range. Okay, it can get bad. All right, I'm not going to say that's going to happen for September, but if we do break this trend line, just be prepared for a lot of damage to come in. Okay, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt is going to come in. So if you're bullish, just please be careful when you're trading this SPY, because right now there's really no reason to be bullish. Okay, if you do decide to be bullish, the key levels you want to be looking for are 395 to break and 400 back to the upside. Those are the levels you want to be looking out for you to want to be completely bullish again, but I just don't see that happening. Now tomorrow I do expect some type of relief bounce, maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening. Tomorrow we could potentially just head straight down and then we get that bounce, but overall bearish. All right, now if you need more proof, Nasdaq. Looking at the Nasdaq weekly chart, same exact thing. Bearish engulfing candle. All right, very strong bearish engulfing candle. Now, what we can say here is that we do have a bull flag here, but I don't think it's going to play out. At least this week, I don't think it's going to play out. I think we're going to break this trend line here. As you can see, this arrow here, we're going to break through this trend line, maybe not tomorrow right away, but sometime this week, and then we head down to the low 11K. Okay, 11K. So the levels you want to look out for the downside on Nasdaq is 11,700 and 11,500. 11,500 is going to be your strongest support. Okay, that's going to be your strongest support. We break below that, it's going to get very painful, and it's going to happen fast. Okay, it's going to happen fast. The market is going to tank very fast. Okay, that's my belief. So if that happens, you be ready to load the boat. Okay, at least I will. All right, so 11,500 is going to be your key level. 11,700 is going to be one level to look out for as well. But that 11,500, I can't stress it enough. It's going to be very, very important. After that happens, then we could potentially see some type of bounce back up towards 12K, and we'll see what happens from there. But if you are bullish, if you just have maybe you see something I don't, or whatever the case may be, 12K is what you want to be looking for. If we break back above 12K, then it is safe to be bullish as far as the Nasdaq goes, as far as tech stock goes. All right, so pay attention to those levels. 12K to the upside, 11,700, 11,500 to the downside. Stocks that I am looking at. First stock I'm actually in right now is Apple. Same thing with Apple. Apple has a bearish engulfing candle. What is this here? Let's get rid of that. Apple has a bearish engulfing candle as well. Somebody pointed out to me that it is an inverse head and shoulders. The inverse head and shoulders is no longer valid because the trend has been broken on the inverse head and shoulders. And I'm going to show you that right here. Boom. Broken. Completely broken. This is no longer valid. Apple's going to tank. Okay, at least that's my belief. I believe Apple's going to tank. I do expect maybe some type of bounce heading into 152, 153 range, but my overall target on Apple is 130. Okay, 130. I'm not saying it's going to happen this week. I don't think it's going to happen this week, but sometime maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, we could see Apple revisiting that 130 range again, which is around here. Okay, and then we double bottom and we see what happens from there. But overall, that's my target. I am in a 130 contract for puts. I've been averaging in around 151, and if we do see 153, maybe 153, 155, I plan to average in more contracts there, and my stop will be 156. Okay, 156, 157 can be your stop as well if you decide to get in at 153, 155 range. All right, so again, that's what I'm looking for Apple. Levels to the downside that you want to be looking for a break is 148.7. That is the level that I'm going to be looking for further downside. 149, 148.7. Let's get rid of this. So down here is where our next support is, and that's where I am expecting Apple to drop even more. So it's going to be really choppy heading to the downside for Apple. Apple is always like that unless the market just somehow tanks or crashes, flash crash, whatever case may be. I do expect some choppiness down to the downside, and we can see that in this area here. Okay, where it was just a lot of chop, and over here we're probably going to replay that same scenario. But I have no doubt in my mind that Apple is going to see 130 soon. Okay, next stock I am looking at is Twitter. All right, much safer play if you want much more safe play would be Twitter. All right, Twitter I am looking at to 39.5, 39 range. As you can see, let's get a closer look. As you can see, we broken below this ascending triangle, and it does look like a reversal pattern here. I believe this is a hammer pattern, so that kind of confirms that we may have some type of relief bounce. Although Twitter doesn't have much effect on the market at all, it's still some type of sign that maybe we could see a relief bounce. Okay, that's not guaranteed. Again, Twitter just does whatever. Okay, but we see some type of bounce maybe to 142 range. Not too much upside. I'm looking at, if at most we see 142, 142.5, somewhere around that range, and then Twitter has backed down to the downside. Okay, 39, 39.5 are my targets on Twitter if you want a more safe play. Next stock I am in. I did a 40.5 put for Twitter, so we're actually up on this one. All right, TLT, Treasury Yield Bonds. All right, This one just looks very, very good to the downside. I mean, look at this falling wedge pattern. It looks absolutely amazing. It looks strong. As you can see down here, sellers are in here very strong. They've gained reinforcements. So I do expect TLT to head down to that 105, 104 range. Okay. And I am currently in a 106 put for September 30th. So really liking TLT. I think it's going to head down much further down, and this falling wedge has further confirmed that for me. If it wins, it wins. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But this is just too good to pass up. I mean, this whole pattern here is pretty strong. All right, so I do expect more downside on Treasury yield bonds. Not too much. My overall target will be one. Let's actually zoom out. Go to a different time frame so we can actually see this. My target will be 104. Lowest we could potentially see 100, but that's really going to be hard to see for now. So I will stick to 104, 105 range on TLT. Otherwise, I believe that's all I'm in. That's all we have. If you want something for next week, I would look at Meta. Okay. If you want something for next week that I'm not in already, you can look at Meta. All right. Meta has already broken this pattern here, but I do think we're going to see more downside, and I think 130 is going to be the target for Meta. As you guys can see, I've already drawn this out. I actually drew this out for the group, and it has broken down very, very nice. Okay, very nice. So that is what I'm looking for. Tesla is another one that you could be looking for to the downside. Actually, I need to go over Tesla a lot more. I keep neglecting Tesla. It's not like I don't like Tesla. I know it's a very popular stock that people like to trade or like to look at. So looking at Tesla, again, some type of relief bounce, maybe to 310, 315 range, and then we see further movement down. Okay, we see some type of maybe double top up in this range. This is actually supply and demand. Boom. There we go. All right. So looking at Tesla, we could see a move like this where we double top here and then we head further down. Okay. And my target for Tesla will be 250 range. Okay. But that is the move that I am looking for. Okay, 250. But overall, you want to look for some type of break below 300, and then 280 will be my target for Tesla. All right, 280 at least for this week. I'm not saying my overall target. My overall target for Tesla will be 250. I think that would be a great price to enter in as far as calls or shares. 250 would be a great price. I would love for anything under 250 for Tesla. So that is what I'm going to be looking for on Tesla, is a break below 300, and then 290, 280, and then 250 is my overall target. I think once we break below 280, I think 250 will be pretty much imminent. All right, so hopefully you guys got something. That is all I really have for the market this week. Again, overall I am bearish. Pay attention to the levels that I put out in the video. SPY, you want to look out for that 380 break. If we break below 380, I think 370 is going to come pretty fast, and my overall target is 360. Nasdaq, you want to look for 11,700. 11,500 is what you want to be looking for. Also, keep in mind these bearish engulfing candles on the weekly before you decide to be full on bullish on any type of stock. We could just skip this week and be bullish this whole week, and then maybe we're bearish the next week, but right now I'm completely bearish until I am not. All right, but those are the levels I'm looking out for. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below whether you agree or disagree. And last thing is Bitcoin. I don't have to go over Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing the same thing. Bitcoin is doing the same exact thing. All right, it's pretty hard to see. We have our head and shoulders pattern and a bearish engulfing pattern for Bitcoin. So this thing is all across the board, and all I'm going to say is prepare for more pain this week, guys. But that's all I have. One more time, like, subscribe, comment. Until next video, see you guys next time. Peace. guys.